Okay, obviously, I talk a lot about emergency preparation, and food is a big part of it. You need food to survive. You need water to survive, which is why we should have plenty of extra water in the house. I have a lot more water than that. But anyway, if you're eating food, obviously you're going to have to deal with the waste. So if the power grid is down and you're out of water, or at least the water system's down, and you don't have any type of water coming to your house, and you don't have the sanitation system working, you're going to have to deal with your own waste the best that you can. So what do I suggest? Well, obviously you have a conventional toilet, but if the power grid's down, it won't. Those pumps that pump the water to your house won't be working. So what could you do? Well, one thing you could do is actually take a 5-gallon bucket, and you can actually buy a toilet seat that fits around a 5-gallon bucket off of Amazon. You can search for that, and put the name up for you. Or you could take like a regular old chair that you're not even using, cut a hole into it, and actually drill a toilet seat onto it and turn that into a functioning toilet. Or what you could do with the regular toilet, once you drain all the water out, you could make sure you have plenty of toilet paper, or you can use newspaper as a substitute. But I would highly recommend using some type of toilet paper or paper towel, because the thing about the newspaper is you don't want any paper cuts. Okay, especially in a situation where you don't have access to running water, situation where you may not be able to go to the hospital. A bowl, you can simply drop the bowl in the toilet. I know it's not a very appealing conversation point, but you can drop it in there, put some kitty litter in there or whatever, and you can actually scoop it out. This stuff, that's one option you could go with, and you can bury it in your backyard. One thing, assuming you have one thing you might want to keep in mind is that if you live in the northern areas, the ground may freeze over, so you may want to dig up your hole earlier in the fall, and then just put some rocks in place so you don't have to worry about nobody falling into it. It doesn't have to be that deep, but you might want to bury a hole in there and put a big rock in it, so that when winter comes around, all you have to do is get rid of those big rocks, and you have a hole you can really start to put waste into. You definitely don't want to put it into any type of body of water that people may be drinking out of. You may have to rely on that for drinking. Here's something a lot of people don't really think about. They don't think about getting hurt. Well, you may have the use of both of your legs now, but it might be a good idea to keep some crutches around. Maybe a family member might get hurt, and this might make life a little bit easier for them. It might be easier for their bones to heal. If they break a leg or something, at least have the crutches on hand. So that's something I haven't heard a lot of people talk about, having the crutches. And make sure they're crutches that you can actually use. But anyway, to be clear, you take the bowl, and once the water is out of the toilet, you put the bowl in the toilet, and you're able to use the toilet seat just like a regular toilet, and then you're able to put the kitty litter or whatever you want in there, and it just makes things a little bit easier for you. This is for you if you happen to be in an apartment and a 5-gallon bucket isn't going to really work for you or whatever. What do you do with the waste? If you live in an apartment, well, then you're obviously going to have to leave your house, and you just got to find the most appropriate area. Keep it away from areas that people may be using for water. That's really like the main thing, and you want to try to bury it. You want to be as sanitary as possible. Because diseases spread fast when systems break down. You look at the diseases that are affecting people in third world countries, and those are the type of diseases you'll probably have to really worry about if think that the grid goes down for several months here in America. Now, some of you guys have backyards where you can dig a foot and you can actually find some sand. So maybe sand could work in place of kitty litter. Yeah, another thing as a side note, make sure the food isn't in one place. It makes it harder for you to lose everything all at once. Even if there's a fire and you got to get out of the house or whatever the situation is, you may decide to grab something. Well, if everything's in one spot and you're on the other side of the house, then you're screwed. Or if somebody tries to take something and everything's in one spot, it makes it easier for them to take it. So having food and water in different spots can be really helpful. Guys, question of the day: how would you handle a sanitation situation in a grid down scenario? Thanks for listening. Please share some ideas, especially for people who live in apartments and people in urban areas. All right. Don't forget, the future belongs to those who are prepared for it today. Bye.